You know how that term being on an island, and that's not really the way it should be. It should be about teams and collaborations. Because I am a perfectionist and I like things done a certain way, it's hard to relinquish that because I know if I do it, it's going to be done with excellence. And it's just unfortunate that not many people have that kind of work ethic. They just want to do just enough. Just enough is not good enough for me. I went into the military October 28th, 1986. I was in for 8 years. My role was a computer programmer. I ended up traveling to play all Army sports as an athlete. I got so many opportunities just to represent the military. After the 8 years, it was time to do something different. I'm from Texas, but a friend of mine, she actually lives here in the area. She graduated, received her PhD from Texas A&M, and then she decided she was going to start a business. She knew I was working on my PhD as well, and she was like, you should come to the area because it's really nice. And so that's how I ended up here.
Miss Jacqueline was doing all of the right things. Resume looked amazing, has good work ethic. She's furthering herself by going through school and doing something that a lot of people don't do.
That was the thing. I was making an investment in the company because if I'm going to do something, I do it. I don't know how to half do something. I invested a lot. And then to know that it's not going to work, I ran through so much funds and just trying to sustain because that's not something I had planned for. I had a credit card and stuff like that, but you run through the cash and it's tough. At some point you just have to stop and be still just to understand. I had to realize it's about decisions. One bad decision can put your life in a whirlwind.
There are people that are homeless that you would look at and never suspect it. And that's what this job has taught me as a person, is to not just judge a book by their cover.
For me, I didn't know what that was like. I've always had the best of the best. You have to come to that realization that I can't do this anymore.
Through that FEMA funding, we were able to get her into a room. Then we worked with BV Cares to extend her room at a certain point in time. BV Cares helped her also by taking care of her rent so she could be able to move in some of those move-in costs.
A lot of times we go through things because we don't reach out. Sometimes pride get in the way.
I think a lot of the time what happens with the veterans is that basically you're inaugurated into the type of culture that says self-sufficiency. You better not fall, you better just make it, and if you're not, then you're less than, and that's where they fall off. They've been convinced that if you need help, you're weak. But the reality is it takes a strong person to turn around and ask for help.
BB Cares has been really incredible. They make it so easy so you can understand that that's why we're here. This is why we're here, to help. This whole process, I wanted it to be a sprint, but it really is a journey. And I didn't enjoy the journey and celebrate those experiences. And not only that, you have people to go through the process with you. I wanted to do this process alone, but it's not something that you should ever want to do alone. Not just this, but life. Life is not meant to do it alone. And that was my mistake. And that's what I would tell to someone else, to go through this process alone. No matter what the process is, never go through it alone.